Sample, we want to tell you that on each sample, we complete both internally and with APRC, the third-party entity that we choose to use for our testing, we complete a total of 54 tests. Okay? Now, I talked about this in Atlanta, and some people said, wait, I thought you did 20 tests. I'm like, that was 5 years ago, okay? we improve, we grow. We have the most sophisticated testing mechanisms any company has ever seen. We have 43 of these tests are done by our in-house scientists, and 11 are done through APRC, the third-party entity. To give you an example of some of these tests, you can see that the purple tests on here are chemistry tests. The gray tests are microbiology tests. And the teal-colored, I had to learn that teal was a color. I thought there were just like 5 colors, but teal is a color. The teal-colored tests on here are the ones that APRC runs. And nobody runs this level of tests by very sophisticated scientists to prove and to make sure that the oils that we're testing are pure and exactly what they say they are. I want to tell you a little bit about what APRC has done. Now that they have tested, APRC has tested oils for more than 50 companies, including direct selling companies, online retailers, and those in retail stores. More than 50 different companies have tested their oils. I want to tell you that of those 50 companies, they report that only 3, okay, have consistently pure oils. One of those is doTERRA. Do you want to know who the other 2 are? Yeah. Sure, I'll tell you. Okay. Elise says, no, we don't care. I'll tell you. One is a boutique, and I can't tell you the exact names, but they're a boutique online retailer that you've never heard of. Neither of the other 2 companies have you ever heard of, I can promise you. 99.5% of you have never heard of these. One's an online boutique company, and if you look at the pricing of their oils, they are 2 to 3 times as much as doTERRA oils. Okay? Because they're getting pure oils. And for example, their frankincense is over $250 for 15 ml. Okay? The other company is an online company, sells online as well. By the way, none of these are direct selling companies except doTERRA. Okay? So the other company is having significant financial difficulties trying to keep up with this world of purity because it's an amazing investment that we make, and for them to try to keep up is just almost driving them into bankruptcy. I don't think they'll be around much longer. So the point is, we're differentiated. If we go further, of all the oils tested from these companies, and some of them had all their oils tested, APRC will say that 80% of the oils sold in the marketplace today are adulterated. 80%. And some very reputable social media focused companies are 100% adulterated. When my team was doing some research on essential oil companies, all of a sudden on their home computer or on whatever, they got these feeds of companies selling them any kind of essential oils were coming up. And I can tell you, all those companies that those feeds come up, they're almost 100% adulterated oils. Okay? They spend their money on marketing to get people's attention, and they're selling adulterated oils. Other large, sophisticated, big companies that you have all heard of still have over 50% of their oils that are adulterated. Let me tell you what this means, what adulteration means. It just means that what they're selling is not what they say they're selling. So maybe they include carrier oils without including them on the label. Maybe they mislabeled the species and they sell cinnamon leaf, that's cinnamon bark, or they sell a cheaper version of peppermint or frankincense, leading you to believe it's something that it's not. They may include aroma chemicals to spike certain areas so it looks natural, but it's not. They include synthetic fragrances. Some oils are 95 to 100% complete fabrications. I can tell you, if you're dealing with perfumists, people who are experts in perfumery, you're getting adulterated oils. They're very good at what they do. Let me explain this process so that you understand a little bit better how essential oils work and how they come to be. So if we look at a typical process of how essential oils come to market, it really begins like this. Of course, it starts with the farmer, goes to a distiller, there's an in-country aggregator, sells to a big brokerage house in either the US or in Europe, and then it's sold to the company, and then the oils eventually get to the consumer. Okay, it's not the farmer's problem. Oftentimes, it's not the company's problem. They don't even know exactly what they're getting unless they're very sophisticated. In most cases, they don't even know. But these in-country aggregators and these big brokerage houses are adulterating the essential oils. So what does doTERRA do? We've turned the industry upside down, right? We've changed it. And this is what we've done. We've gone directly to the farmers and the distillers. We've added this degree of testing so that it comes to the consumer. And in this process, we've gotten close to the farmer so we can ensure that the farmers are paid fairly and that they're taken care of. And we know exactly what's coming out of those stills. And we make sure that it's tested to verify all that so that when we bring it to consumers, you're actually getting what you purchased. And yes, and I can tell you that the world does not fully understand that today, but you're going to help them understand, and that's what's beautiful about all this, okay?